Characters often change from the beginning of a story to the end of the story. Something usually happens to change them. Sometimes the characters learn a lesson or find out something they did not know. And so by learning a lesson or learning something new, the character changes. And so there's a couple of ways that an author can indicate change in a character. One way is through what the author says. Maybe at the beginning of the story, the author says, the child is scared. And then at the end of the story, the author says the child is peaceful. Well, by reading what the author wrote, the reader can conclude that the child has made a change because the child was scared, but now they're peaceful. Maybe because they found out something they did not know, like there's actually no monsters under your bed. Now, the second way that an author communicates character changes to the reader is through hints or clues. So in the same way, instead of the author just directly saying the child is scared, the author could tell you things like the child lay awake at night in his bed trembling. Well, that would show you that the child is scared. And then at the end of the story, the author could say that the child slept like a baby all night. Well, that would indicate that the child is peaceful. And so you can see the two different ways that the author communicates to the reader. So let's read this passage right here, and then we're going to analyze it. Tino was sure he would win the race, so he didn't train much for it. Then the day of the race came. Tino was way ahead, but he looked over his shoulder and saw someone coming fast. He gave a last burst of energy, but it wasn't enough. Gene beat him. After that, Tino wasn't as sure of himself as he had been before. So we see a change here. At the beginning, we could describe Tino as confident because he was sure he would win the race. At the end, Tino isn't very sure of himself anymore, and so we see this change. Now, what happened here? Because the reason that characters change from the beginning of a story to the end of the story is that something happens to them. And what happened here is that the character found out something they did not know. What Tino found out here is that he's not as fast as he thought he was, or that other runners are faster than him. And so since he learned new information, he changed throughout the passage. So that's a quick look at character changes.
To find out more about how to ace your test and get more practice for your test, click the study guide. Learn why Mometrix is the best and smartest decision you can make for your test prep choice. We have done all the work cutting through the fluff to give you what you need to perform well on your exam. Click the study guide to get started now, and thank you for watching and learning with us.